2011, Voldemort Is Dead, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. At the end of this decade-long film series, we see an epic battle at Hogwarts that brings characters from all previous installments together.
Man the boundaries, protect us, do your duty to our school! I've always wanted to use that spell.
Throughout the film, we see beloved characters like Ron's brother Fred and Professor Lupin die. But everyone is shocked when we see what appears to be a lifeless Harry. Voldemort, on the other hand, is delighted, until Harry reveals that he is still alive. And after a duel between the two of them, Voldemort is finally defeated. This moment was years in the making, and we were thrilled to see Harry, his friends, and everyone at Hogwarts finally win the war against He Who Must Not Be Named. 2012, Django's Vengeance, Django Unchained. Quentin Tarantino's got a talent for being able to create some seriously satisfying scenes, and one of his best is in this 2012 film. This movie follows the journey of Django as he works as a freed slave alongside Christoph Waltz's bounty hunter character, Dr. King Schultz.
The way the slave trade deals in human lives for cash, a bounty hunter deals in corpses.
An unfortunate turn of events ends in Schultz getting killed and Django getting captured, tortured, and returned to slavery. But he manages to make his way back to the plantation to rescue his wife Brumhilda. Once there, he shows off his skills with a rifle by killing the new owners of the plantation before blowing up the house and riding off into a life of freedom with his wife.
Django! You uppity son of a...
2013, Ryan Survives, Gravity. We've had the pleasure of seeing Sandra Bullock take on a number of amazing roles, but there wasn't one that left us more on the edge of our seat or with a bigger sigh of relief than this one.
Mayday. Mayday. Yes, mayday, mayday. Mayday, mayday.
Bullock stars as rookie astronaut Ryan alongside George Clooney as Matt, as they both try to find a way to return safely to Earth after debris wreaks havoc throughout space. We see her overcome obstacle after obstacle after she's left alone to figure out a way back. After plummeting into the water, she struggles to get out. But as we see her swim through, reach the beach, and walk to safety, we are finally able to exhale. – 2014, Godzilla's Atomic Kiss of Death, Godzilla. While we might not get to see as much of this movie's namesake as we'd like, all of his appearances on screen are extremely memorable. We get to see Godzilla in some epic battles throughout the film, as he uses his deathly breath to try and defeat the Mutos. But the one that stood out as his best, and the best of the year, was an extremely satisfying use of his ability to breathe atomic fire right down his enemy's throat. Godzilla had us feeling the anticipation with scene after scene, and this blow of death was definitely worth waiting for. 2015, Ma and Jack Escape, Room. Seeing Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay as a mother-son duo in this film is oftentimes gut-wrenching, but that's what makes this scene so gratifying.
Abracadabra.
Now the candles.
We don't have any candles.
We see the horrific man named Old Nick hold Joy and her son Jack captive for years while severely mistreating both of them. After spending years in just this one room, Joy decides that it's time for her and Jack to try and break out. She has the young boy play dead, and when Old Nick takes Jack out of the room, he puts him in the back of his truck. After reaching a stop sign, Jack manages to escape and help the authorities free his mom, while also arresting the monstrous Old Nick.
Says Boomer, he's not gonna hurt you. He's all done, I'm gonna call someone.
2016, Chiron's Revenge, Moonlight. Chiron's story is one that is tragic and difficult to watch, as he struggles with a traumatic childhood filled with constant taunting.
All right, you better stay your ass right there if you know what's good for you. Yo, why your jeans so tight?
As he comes to terms with his own sexuality amidst constant turmoil in his home life, a student named Terrell is making his life even more miserable. Chiron won't fess up about who his attackers are, but he instead decides to take vengeance into his own hands by hitting Terrell over the head with a chair. While the repercussions of his actions are not quite as satisfying, we cannot help but cheer when we see Chiron stand up for himself after everything that's been thrown at him. 2017. Chris gets away safe. Get Out. From the moment that Chris Washington arrives at his girlfriend's family's home, we can tell that something is off. It's not long until we and Chris discover this family's disturbing secret.
What I want is deeper. I want your eye, man.
Chris was brought there not to meet the family, but to be the next victim in their brain transplant operation. He manages to break free, and just as he's about to escape, he encounters and tries to kill his supposed girlfriend until a cop car pulls up. Things look bad for Chris, especially considering the original ending had Chris getting arrested, but luckily filmmaker Jordan Peele opted for a happier turn of events.
I mean, I told you not to go in that house.
Instead, we see Chris getting rescued by his best friend, as Rose is left to die. 2018. The Explosion. Black Klansman. This Spike Lee film follows the true story of Ron Stallworth, a black police officer who goes undercover in the KKK.
Hello, this is Ron Stallworth calling. I saw your advertisement in the Colorado Springs Gazette. I'm interested in receiving some reading materials from you.
After he finds out that his fellow KKK members are planting a bomb in the home of his girlfriend and black rights advocate Patrice, Ron quickly goes to intercept. When Felix, Walker, and Ivanhoe come by to watch the explosion, they unknowingly park right next to the bomb, leaving Patrice and Ron safe and the KKK members in smithereens. Black Klansman is filled to the brim with intense moments, as Stallworth and his colleagues try to safely navigate this situation. But the moment that leaves us both breathless and applauding is this one. 2019. Avengers Assemble. Avengers Endgame. In this Infinity War sequel, the remaining Avengers are working hard to figure out how to reverse time and Thanos' snap. All seems lost when Thanos and his army crash in from the past to disintegrate the rest of the world while battling Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America.
Thought by eliminating half of life, the other half would thrive. But you've shown me that's impossible.
As thrilling as it is to see the original Avengers fight alongside one another, seeing the entire MCU cast of heroes come together and hearing Steve Rogers say this chill-inducing line is truly iconic.
Avengers!
Assemble.
In one of the most highly anticipated films of all time, we weren't surprised to see a scene that fulfilled all of our hopes with all of the MCU characters finally being snapped back and reunited. 2020. Al is arrested. Promising young woman. Carey Mulligan plays Cassie Thomas, who goes from being a promising young woman to being set on getting revenge for what her college classmates did to her and her friend Nina.
She was covered in bruises the next day. Handprints, I guess you could say. Was it reported? Yes. Do you know who Nina spoke to? You.
Her ultimate goal throughout the movie is to expose Al, who assaulted her and Nina without any consequences. In the end, on the day of Al's wedding, he is arrested, revealing to everyone in his life that although he seemed to have it all, he was just masking his terrible actions.
You're Alexander Monroe? Yeah. You're under arrest for the murder of Cassandra Thomas.
No.
Officer, please remove the bride.
I'm sorry.
Needless to say, seeing this monster finally being brought to justice after everything he put Cassie and Nina through is extremely satisfying. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2021. 3 Peter Parkers. Spider-Man. No Way Home. How do you top the Avengers assembling? How about 3 generations of Spider-Man assembling?
Hello, Peter.
Although most fans speculated that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire would appear in No Way Home, they were excluded from the initial ads, and cast members shot down the rumors. So there was always the possibility that Marvel and Sony wouldn't deliver. This made it all the more rewarding when Garfield's Spider-Man emerged from a portal.
What's your name?
You don't know my name?
No, I know your name. I just want to know if you know your name.
Peter.
Shortly after, Maguire entered, resulting in another round of thunderous applause. Garfield and Maguire are not limited to glorified cameos either, as they play pivotal roles in helping Tom Holland's Peter cope with his grief and find the strength for the final fight. With almost 20 years of build-up, this moment satisfied in ways that somehow surpassed expectations.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.